So I've been asked a few times about my smoke effect here. How does one smoke like this? So it's pretty easy. Um, First of all, you're gonna need this T01. I downloaded that from somewhere. I don't remember exactly who downloaded it from. It's fairly simple to make though. It's a few circles essentially. Uh, some gradient. Not terribly hard. I do not have the rights to this, I don't believe. So I'm not going to share it, but if you Google search that name, I'm sure there's a YouTuber out there somewhere that has it. I think I found it from some YouTuber. Just don't remember the name, so if it's you, I apologize. I will give you credit, I just don't know. Then we're going to go ahead and make a mesh like this, a little cloud deal. It's essentially just a bunch of spheres that I put together and then merged it into one. Did a Boolean method or Boolean operation on it. Created all-in-one cube or all-in-one circle that has no efficiency. So very nice. Created a material. So if you look at our material, it's our material. It's fairly simple. So it's a particle color. Well, first of all, if you click this, surface, masks, default lit, cast ray tracing. Particle color, and to multiply that, and then just connect it into emissive. Take metallic and spec. These are parameters, so when I make a material instance, so you could plug those into metallic and spec. Then we have a main texture, which is our smoke texture. Again, I got that from a YouTuber. Don't know which one. Sorry. I added a dynamic parameter and I changed it to some like such a deal. 20.0 is what I put erosion and power. And then I put power node into a power, which is connected to my main texture. Erosion into the exp or the constant exponent. I'm sorry, apologies. Power goes into the exponent. Texture goes into base, and then red channel from texture goes into multiply with the erosion going into B. That goes into opacity mask, and that is your material. So go ahead and take a look at this. You can pause it here if you'd like to and copy what I have. I'm not going to break down what they do in detail. Don't have time for that. And I created a material instance, which I easily can just now change the properties of. To do that, you just take material, right click it, create material instance, really. So now onto the bread and butter, the actual particle system itself. So it's very simple. You can just create any old particle system and modify it from here. So you have a smoke emitter. Smoke node. I named it smoke. My emitter state is a system scalable. My spawn rate is 4.5. It can be 4.52, 3, 4, whatever, it doesn't matter. 4.5 is the rate that I found as well. You need an initialized particle, a life min of 1.6, max 2. Change it to random. Your mesh scale, change to random uniform, 1 and 2. That gives it the sizes. Shape location. We want to add that and have a cylinder so it stays within the cylinder bounds. It's a box. It'll stay within the box, etc., etc. The cylinder works pretty good though. Change this to 50, 10, and 0.5 if you'd like to. I want to add velocity because we want upward velocity. And in a cone angle, we want it to be a 45-degree cone to make it like smoke. Velocity speed will change how fast the smoke is. So 200, 300, 350. etc., etc. 900 will make the smoke super fast. 800. I played with this a little bit. I like 405, 450. 450 is probably good for what I'm showing. The initial mesh orientation you want to be random. That way it has the random every time. Now you don't need drag. Drag is something I added so it slows it down. And I added a drag coefficient of 1. Rotational drag of 1, which should be the default. So solve forces and velocity. Add that if you'd like to. That's how you get wind. Particle state, kill particles when lifetime has elapsed, so that way they get to the lifetime and then they just die. Scale mesh, or scale mesh size. That's the next one. I added this one at 0 with 0.5. This one at 2, which is our lifespan. So you scroll out a little, select them all, and then get 0, say. So you hit 1 to auto. Dynamic material properties, you want to add that, and then to set first key as 0.3, 1, 0, create it on a downward scale. So you add scale color, that's how we get this little gray to white gradient. Go ahead and put a gray, black, gray, or really dark gray, so it fades it out. Last but not least, a mesh renderer, and you'll add smoke mesh to it with your explicit material as material smoke. Very simple. That's how you end up getting this little smoke effect. It's pretty straightforward. Have a good one.